Okay, here I talk about the sensor type first. So when you connect any sensor, you should be know the sensor type. This is very important. This one you select the wrong, your all the reading will be incorrect. So this one you should be careful. So when you connect any sensor, you need to check the sensor type. So usually it will be 0250, 1250, 0210 volt, 2210 volt. Then current, then this is a voltage sensor. Then current sensor usually is 0 to 20, 4 to 20. Then here voltage and current is analog sensor, right? So digital sensor, for digital on-off switch is this digital. So this NTC 10K or is a temperature sensor. Temperature thermistor sensor. Then this transtable for our mostly used for the venturi valve, you create the airflow table, the transtable. So today I just introduced this one. Details maybe this one how to use this one. Later class will be teacher. So all the you so very important one. You should be select the correct sensor. So like the table, our table this is a temperature sensor. So this is NTC 10K sensor. Okay. So another this a potential meter, right? If I use the potential meter, you will give the voltage. So based on your how much voltage you get, if you get 0 to 10, if you connect the 10 volt voltage, so this signal is 0 to 10. So if you apply the voltage 5 volt, so the signal is 0 to 5 volt. So based on what the voltage you connect on this the potential meter. Then other the pressure sensor, humidity sensor, or is analog sensor of voltage or current. So you should be read the data sheet of the sensor. Okay. So this NV type. NV type, you just remember. No, I think currently you no need to ask why use this NV type. You just always remember this one fixed. NV type. For digital, you always use okay. Temperature always use don't use other. You just remember this one. Okay. Then the edge. Okay. Then pressure. Okay. Then any temperature, pressure, ice usually have as a CO2. So SNVT ppm. Okay, for VSD feedback, so SNVT frequent factor. You see all this, you can find it from here. You pull down, you see this frequent hazard. FREQ. Okay, for airflow or water flow lah. Air or water is same. So SNVT flow. Pressure here. Huh? Okay, this others are area. This is very seldom use this one. BTU I don't write. This is not often used. Very seldom used. So like the kilowatt also, and to be we not here. This we only mentioned very often. We all the time we use this one. More often for us to use this one. Okay. Yeah, I see whether any level percentage also for the length. This also saying lux. If in future you some pressure you will use the lux sensor, then you use the SMVT lux. Then this pH. ppm pressure. Okay, resistor, I'm speed, temper P. Time usually we use time seconds or time minutes. Based on this are also not often used. So this one I don't mention. Then voltage or velocity. Because we always use the pin code. Pin code so often will be installed the velocity sensor. This is UNVT. Okay. So far the NV tab you already just remember this one. I think the most project you can do. Okay, how to change the type? You double click, then you choose put this job list. You choose what you want. For example, temper P. Then you press OK. So if this is for temperature sensor, right? So for example, this name, you can type the room temp. Okay.
Because I want to listen. If we can just do things like why you are reduce the undercount for any reason?
Naming you should be use the consistency. this naming is a good way. Not if all use the space, you all naming use this space. If you use the underscore, you all the naming you want to separate all you all the score. Don't mix some space some underscore. Then in future you find the name you'll be quite difficult. You sort the name also will be difficult. You can use space also, you can underscore, but I just suggest you choose only one. Oh, this only one will not say one DDC for this whole project. If one project you want to the naming, you want to use the space to separate. So all the DDC, all the naming you use this way. Otherwise, you will confuse. When do the project you will confuse? Then you will be hard to find to sort this one.
Because I see you already use the underscore.
Yeah, because I like use the underscore. Because hyphen in this the name cannot use hyphen. You cannot put a room dash then something. This dash cannot key in. So we use the underscore. Slash also cannot. So like the room dash room like this one cannot. So if you do like this, I always use room underscore T. Then if you want to space also can. But this two way you don't mix space. Now some use space, some use underscore. Then in future you will be know when you do the project, especially the big project, you will be have many trouble. So it only can use underscore one. The naming regular, it's very important. If you do the big project, your small project you cannot use this one. But if you do the big project, you will know this naming very important. Like the DDC naming, not only just the variable naming, the DDC name. Then you how to organize your database. That's very important. Otherwise, after finish, then you cannot find it. You cannot remember each DDC at the where, especially at the site at the where maybe many locations you install. Then you will be cannot find it. This unit you don't care. You don't care this unit. So you only import NV type very important. Then the sensor type very important. Then another is the name important. This is tree name, NV type, sensor type. This tree is the most important. Should be used proper, choose the proper one. Okay, then the more here the more is the detail setting. For example, for analog sensor, you double click here the more you see here the door, tree door. So this you can double click. Okay, double click. So most important is this range. So each sensor have the minimum range and the maximum range. This two value you should be keying the correct value. You check the data sheet, the sensor range. Also some sensor the range can use the jumper to configure to set up. So based on your setting, then you key in the correct value. This is very important. This is wrong. Your sensor reading all is wrong. Your DDC all get the wrong reading. So this is very important. So another is offset. Here offset usually for your calibration the sensor reading. So adjust the reading. If the reading have some error, you compare your measurement equipment. The reading have some difference. Then you can use the offset to adjust a little bit of value. If the value have the big difference, somewhere has problem. Don't use the offset. Only a small little difference, then you use offset. Have the big difference value, better you check. Maybe somewhere have problem. Others I don't want to talk about because others are in the advanced maybe basic one. I don't want to talk about this item. So you only remember this is very important: maximum, minimum, then the offset for calibrate. This one, if you online, is just for your troubleshooting. Because here the channel, the voltage, current, resistance, this is for your troubleshooting. So after when you experience do the project, you have the experience something, you can see this value, then you will be know the sensor reading whether it's correct. If the reading has a problem, you check this value, so you will be know whether have the problem. So this is for your experience guide one. Okay. So for you only these two items. Actually, this send data is for the network communication related. This also network for network communication purpose. This for alarm features. Another I can measure about the low pass filter. If you sum the sensor, always will be always a little bit of frustration. If the reading always fluctuation is cannot be stable, maybe you can put a 0.1 value. Yeah. Also can think the sensitivity. This can smooth the reading. This low pass filter is smooth the reading.
DDC UI 44 is you have experience because the room temperature and the off-coil temperature.
So some always some is the sensor has a problem. So last time the off-coil temperature, this various one. Always this fluctuate very heavy. This is sensor issue. So better don't use that. Maybe change another value. Thermal count is
the whole word is fluctuating like 1, 2, 3. Of course, temperature. I ask again, different how maybe if I do like that all the what?
No, if I like this you break the wire, you direct measure at the sensor side. You see the sensor, the voltage will be stable or not stable. You disconnect, don't connect to the DDC. Your sensor is here, right? DDC is here, this is far away, right? At the DDC, at the sensor side, you disconnect wire just to get the power. Then you measure the output. See the voltage is stable or not stable. If not stable, it's a sensor issue. If it's stable, then if the DDC side reading stable, then you put the wire then you measure the DDC side. So the wire at the one end to another end, then at the DDC end, you measure the voltage is stable or not. If the voltage, these are two sides of voltage, if the sensor side is stable, then DDC side is unstable. This usually have this wire some the interference. So this one you use the multimeter to verify. Another you can use the AC multimeter AC voltage. you can measure whether have any AC something. Then actually you really want to solve, maybe some use the hardware to filter, like use the capacity or something to filter capacity resistor. So you like this a software filter, right? If a real the hardware issue, maybe you use the hardware filter.
But this like I saw last time you use the T-Deck
Huh?
the Tabanega
Ah.
you put Tabanega but it solves the problem lah.
Yeah.
If you don't have a simple
You use the hardware one, you should be know this one. Hardware one is a capacitor. This is a capacitor. Then this one is this. Should be use this one. This is in. This R or all. Should be like this one. This a comma. So this import the signal. So this go to the DDC. So this capacity will be filter the any AC signal. AC signal for capacity is the shorter. For DC is the brighter. So any AC fluctuated one will be go to the capacitor. So the value will be this side only the DC value. So this also the low pass filter. This is very this is RC filter. This simple RC filter. If this one this one should be choose the RC value should be this one. Maybe you can choose the 100 micro farad. About this one, to 100 or 200 something, 407 or 210. So this resistor maybe usually the 10K. Don't use the too large one.
Of course you take
No, stay away. I see this is a filter. Don't use the too large. Too large the signal cannot go too large. This is a resistor. Don't use the too large one. Someone also this small resistor. Because based on the DDC, this is the import the impedance is very high. This need a reduce. This can connect 100K or 50K something. This one only say you can go you can use this one product. So you use the multimeter to measure to make sure whether it's a hardware issue, whether it's a wire signal issue. So make sure this one then you see which way to solve this one. If the sensor issue, I think no. Another, some sensor can use the AC or DC, right? Some sensor can use the AC or DC, right? So if you see the reading fluctuator, if you use the AC, you see the reading fluctuator, better you maybe change to the DC as a power supply. Then you see how. Because some sensor is not good one. If you use the AC as a power supply, the reading will be fragile. Then you change the DC as a power supply, maybe will be stable. Don't use the AC as a power supply. All this is maybe you can try that. Maybe you can use the office testing or the thing. So you face this problem.
Yeah. Tomorrow you only tomorrow cannot.
Okay, this one you can use you verify the signal first.
Okay.
Okay, for digital, for digital sensor, you see if I choose this digital one, then here always remember change the type. So usually you change the sensor type first. Choose the sensor type first, then you change the NV type. But this because this plugin already used some the NV type. For example, if the sensor is the temperature, you see if you choose the temperature, so here you will see only temp P. Others all is skip, all is filled out. So digital, here I put has three type of. The first one now I think you don't use. For occupancy, if say this sensor is an occupancy sensor, maybe you can use this one. Maybe can see more understand this sensor is an occupancy sensor. Maybe you can choose the occupancy. Occupancy occupied unoccupied. If you this connect the occupied.
Second one is to this actually is occupied. The third one is to see 1 0 0 or 1 or 1 0 0. Actually, I prefer what
So okay, for temperature sensor, very simple one. For you choose the NTC. So here the table have one, right? So anyone want to try this 3 DDC commission, right? Anyone want to try this temperature sensor? You connect the temperature sensor. You choose any UI, then you change the name, change the sensor type, then change the NV type. Then you connect this temperature sensor to the UI. Then you see the reading. Okay. So anyone you can try. Then